This is Dave Espino, and welcome to this training on how to go from zero to publishing your course on Mastermind in 14 days. This is a 14-day guided, step-by-step process that I'm going to walk you through, and each day you're going to have a little bit of homework, just a tiny bit of homework to get your course created, up, and published on Mastermind.com. You can start making money, doing what you love, teaching what you love, and teaching and impacting people from your life experience, your knowledge, your skills, everything that you've learned. So let's get started. Like I said, these videos are going to be very short and sweet, but in each video and every day, you're going to have an actual assignment to do to go from zero to publishing your course on Mastermind.com. So let's get started with day one. And in day one, we want to start thinking about ideas for a course. Now, you may already have some ideas for what you could create a course on. What I like to do is I like to ask people, what are you good at? What are some of the skills you've developed in your job or in your business? Maybe they're management skills, maybe they're speaking skills, maybe you've developed confidence over time. What is some of the knowledge that you've gained over the years? What are some of the experiences you've had years ago that you haven't forgotten about? What are things that people say you're really good at? What are things that come naturally to you that you could put into a course? And oftentimes what I find is that these things that come naturally to us, because they are so innate and so naturally to us, we just figure everybody knows what we know. The truth is, they don't really. So sometimes those things that are closest to us, those things that we're automatically good at, are the exact things that we need to put a course in. Those things don't come easily to us. So today, I'm going to give you an assignment to just brainstorm ideas. Brainstorm different course ideas and make a list of all the ideas you have for creating a course. I like to do this really first thing in the morning when I'm fresh and my mind is fresh. I've had a cup of coffee and I just go into my office and just brainstorm ideas. That's when it works best for me. Now, you may be different. You might be a nighttime person, or you might be like an early morning person. Whatever type of person you are, whenever your brain works the best, whenever your brain works at its most creative, that's when you should take this time to make a list of all the ideas you have for creating a course. I'm going to give you a few tips here today so that you can do this today. The first tip is do not prejudge your ideas. Just write them all down. What you want to do right now is you want to brain dump all the ideas possible onto this. The reason you don't want to prejudge is because, like I said, often the things that are innate to us, the things that are super easy to us, are not easy to other people. We might dismiss them because to us they're really simple. But you know what? There is a lot of value in breaking down something that is simple to you and creating a framework or understanding the framework or the thought process that you go through when you accomplish that what you do. Okay? So be thinking about life experiences, work experiences, challenges you've overcome, problems you've solved, ways you figure out to do something faster, quicker, easier, with less hassle. All these things are possible courses you can create. And the other part about not prejudging is we don't want to get too caught up in perfection. Right? We're not necessarily creating a 10-hour master class on this topic. Sometimes you might create a 1-hour course, like a quick course on the topic. Like let's say that you wanted to show somebody how to create a 3D image of an ebook cover, right? Well, I can show people that in 1 hour. That's what I did. I created a course that all it took was about an hour, an hour and a half, because I had a little more content to it. And I just literally walk people through how I create ebook covers, DVD covers, those types of things. So, be thinking possibility, don't be thinking restriction. Be thinking, what can I create a course on? Instead of thinking, what can't I create a course on? This is not the time to eliminate ideas. This is the time to just pour all the ideas out on paper. And by the way, I recommend paper because there's something about the mind-body connection, writing these ideas, that spurs the mind to come up with a new idea. It's a very creative process. Okay? So that's one tip, is don't prejudge your ideas. Now, what if you need a little bit of help with some of these ideas? Well, not all of us can come up with course ideas that easily, right? I know I can, because I've done this for many years, and some of you can because you have that kind of free-flowing thinking mentality where you can brainstorm these ideas easily. For some of us, it may be difficult to come up with course ideas. So here's what I recommend. If you have trouble coming up with course ideas, I recommend that you ask trusted, supportive friends and family. Notice I said trusted and supportive. Okay? Not all of our friends are supportive, not all of our friends are trusted. You want people that you can confide in, and people who know you really well. People who are going to tell you the truth. Okay? What you don't want is to talk to people who are negative or who don't believe you can do anything, or who don't think, maybe even might be threatened by you wanting to do something new and great. So go to trusted, supportive friends and family and ask them, what do you think I'm doing? What do you think comes naturally to you? What is it about my personality? What is it about my work that I've done? What do you think I'm good? That's a great question to ask, because that's probably a course topic in itself. Another question to ask is, what do you think comes easy to you? Because there's sometimes personality traits that automatically come easily to you that you don't even think about, but those are things that people would love to learn about, right? What could I create a course on? Ask them this question. What do you think I could create a course on? What would you want to learn from me? Right? Those kinds of questions. And what qualities do you like in them? Because from those qualities, you could create a course. Let's say somebody says, well, you know what? I like the way you can easily start a conversation with anybody. That's an amazing skill. Not everybody has that skill. And not only do you start the conversation, you can keep it going and show interest. How do you do that easily? There's an idea for a short course, right? You could do an hour and a half course. Just how to easily make people feel at ease. Start a conversation. People interested in the conversation. So be thinking about all the possibilities. By the way, keep a notepad on your phone. You know, one of those type in anytime or a reminder list or some kind of list on your phone. Because these ideas may come at any time. Right? You might be in the car listening to the radio or listening to a podcast. You might be attending an event, some virtual event. Those ideas. So keep a little digital notepad on your phone. Keep a little reminder list where you can always come up with course ideas. And I did this when I first started creating a lot of courses. I made a big list of all the ideas that courses I could create. Now, most of my courses are about digital marketing, how do you market things better, how do you sell things on the internet. I've got training about online courses, but I believe that the average person can come up with at least 1 topics, at least, of things that they're good at, that other people can learn from. Think of it this way. Where are you at least 5 or 10 steps ahead of other people? What knowledge, what skill, what experience do you have 5 or 10 steps ahead of the average person? Or even not just the average person, but if somebody wants to learn what you're good at. Those are great qualities to create a course. Now, some of you may have technical knowledge. You might know how to code. You might know how to do other things on the internet, online, software, things like that. Maybe you're a graphic artist, or maybe you're a poet. You need to know all these things. Don't ever discount them. Write them all down and go into the next step. Tomorrow, start to look at these ideas for courses and start to now select which will be the best course to start with. So that's your homework for today. Is come up with a list of ideas of course topics, course ideas. Great. I'll see you again tomorrow. All right, welcome to day 2, and today we're going to decide on your course topic. Yesterday you created a list of all the possible course ideas that you could create a course on. Today we're going to decide on the actual topic that you're going to create your first course on. Now don't limit yourself, you could still create multiple courses like I have. And here what we want to do is start with what is your best, absolute best course topic to start with. Now from the list you created yesterday, take some time to decide which course topic makes the most sense to start with. And today's going to be your guide to how you determine it. Now, nowadays, almost all course topics have at least some demand. And let me give you an example. I know a gentleman who created a course about how to build chicken coops, little houses for chickens. Right? And even with such an odd niche course, he makes a couple $100,000 a year with courses on how to build chicken coops, right? A good friend of mine and a student of mine, Teresa Greenway, has created courses on how to bake sourdough bread. And you would think, well, is there really a demand for courses on how to bake sourdough bread? Yes, there actually is, because her first course, she made $3,500 her first month, and $4,500 her second month. And now she's added more courses to the lineup. And now she makes over 6 figures teaching people how to bake sourdough bread. So think about this. Almost all course topics have at least some demand. But what we want to do is pull from the course topic that's going to have the highest demand, the most mass appeal of all the topics that we've come up with. Okay, you want to start with the course topic that has the most demand. Now, you do that by asking yourself these questions. First of all, which course topic is the most mass appeal topic? Which course topic is going to appeal to the biggest audience of all your course topics? That's one question. Another way to decide is which course topic has the hungriest audience. What I mean by the hungriest audience is that they would be clamoring for you. They would jump through hoops to take your course. Which course idea has that really hungry audience where they just can't wait to learn your particular topic? Now, I've had experience, because obviously I've created over 80 courses. I've had experience in selling into a starving audience like this. I can tell you that it is so great when you have a hungry audience. They can't wait to buy it. Once they buy it, they consume it. Once they consume it, they want even more. And they rarely will cancel or refund their purchase because they have so much problem. So, in my opinion, one of your best ideas for course topics would be now, we're looking at all these really as characteristics of the course that you want to start with. Which course is the most massive topic? Which course has the hungriest audience, meaning a very high demand for your course topic? Which course topic is the topic people would benefit the most from because of your experience? Let's say that you had an experience that you went through a really bad divorce situation. But you came out the other side, you survived what you did, and now you're doing great. There's a lot of people that would need to know about how to navigate those waters. These people have never been through that situation. And you may have learned tons and tons from that situation. There's all kinds of those life experiences that you can put into a course that you can benefit people tremendously and impact them tremendously with those topics. And another question you want to ask yourself is, which course topic serves your ideal audience the best? So who is your ideal audience? You want to be thinking, who is my prime customer avatar? Who is that perfect customer that not only would I like to offer them a course and change their life with my course, but the person I want to hang out with because we have so much in common. If you think about that, think about who is that ideal audience, and you're on track as well with these 4 questions. you've got the makings of a really good decision-making process to decide from that list we did yesterday, decide which course would be the best course to start out with. And then one more question, and I think this question is really important, is how can you make your course stand out from competitors? Now, I want to be sure that I'm clear with this. You don't have to shy away if you already see people in the market that have your course topic. In fact, you should never shy away from it. The reason is, not everybody relates to every instructor, right? People that relate to that person, that's your quote-unquote competition, may not relate to you, vice versa. People who relate to you may not relate to that person who you see as a competition. So this happens to be a business where you don't really have competition. You are unique with you, and you are putting your topic, your perspective on that topic into your course. You're creating your own tribe, you're creating your own following, you're working with people that relate to you specifically. And especially as we go a little further into these steps, you're going to see that this is so important. So it's so critically important to bring your voice to the market and not look at it like there's a lot of competition. Having said that, there are great ways to make your course still stand out from the competition. One way is to either niche up or niche down. What I mean by this is when you niche up, think of it like zooming out on an image and seeing the bigger picture. So your course topic could be a more visionary or more expanded view of a topic. Or niching down would be where you get down to the details of a particular topic. I've created both types of courses. I've created courses where they get very technical, and I go step by step, showing you exactly what to do step by step. Then I've also created courses that are more like research courses, where I researched the topic and I gave them an understanding of the topic rather than the deep details. So be thinking, which of these would make more sense for your course? Do you want to niche up, do you want to zoom out and give a broader understanding? Or do you want to zoom in and give more of the detailed technical understanding of the research in your course? This can make a difference in your understanding. Next, what kind of bonus elements can you add to your course? Can you add a private Facebook group that they can go into and ask questions all the time? Can you add email support? Can you add additional exercises that they can do along the way? What can you add as bonuses that can help them along the way? The whole goal here is to give them transformation, give them transform their lives through your teaching. Next is add coaching. Add coaching on Zoom, for example, because that way they will take up all the time. And add group coaching as a way to stand out better. So there's all kinds of ways that you can do this, all kinds of ways that you can stand out. And this is a great thing to think about after you And lastly, can you add exercises that will help them implement and take action on your course, right? So it's one thing to learn things in theory, it's a whole other thing to actually do. And that's why I like this training that we're doing here, because every day I'm asking you to do a particular homework and to actually take action and go on to the next step. So this is one example of what you can do with having exercises to help them do. So your action steps are: choose the course that's going to make the most sense for your market, the most sense for your business. Choose that massive appeal course where the audience is the hungriest, where you can provide massive value right out of the gate. And choose your course with an eye for potentially creating future courses with some of the more detailed technical aspects. So for example, if I were to create a course on how to write a novel, I might start with a massive appeal novel. Then, I can learn this for smaller courses that get into the details of it. specific technique of writing, specific techniques of how do you build anticipation, specific techniques of how do you build